I'm Ashley Tabor, Adjuster Relations Manager here at Pacesetter Claim Service, and today I have Mr. Brad Avard, the Director of Field Operations here at Pacesetter. And so what we wanted to do is just kind of sit down and talk a little bit about how do we prepare for storm season as a field adjuster. Whether you're seasoned or you're new, there's tips and tricks on how to get prepared, and then once you are deployed, how to stay successful, because it's a pretty hard business, especially, it's pretty competitive, but there are definitely ways to stand out. And so, Brad, what would you say is one of your biggest pieces of advice for a field adjuster on how to be successful on a deployment?
On a deployment, you need to get to know your manager. When you get deployed, you need to build a rhythm. You don't need to overextend yourself at the beginning. That's a trap that I've seen adjusters fall into. On a deployment, they think that they need to go out there on the first day and inspect as many as they can. At the beginning, don't do that. You want to start slow, maybe just do 2 or 3 a day. Go back that day after you do your inspections, write your estimate, and then our QA file reviewers are going to review your estimate, and they're going to show you the mistakes that you're making. Learn from that so you're not making the same mistake a week, 2 weeks later. That would be the best piece of advice that I could give as far as that goes.
All right, so let's say I've been given a bunch of files and I know that I can't handle all of that. Is it better for me to tell my management, hey, I can't, this is too much, or to do them poorly, but do them?
You absolutely want to tell your manager when you feel like you're overextended. They can help you out. Worst case scenario, they can reassign some of your files to another adjuster who may be more seasoned, so you're not feeling like you're drowning. That way you can get your feet under you, know what's expected of you on the deployment, and then get your confidence up.
Perfect. Absolutely. And we've always heard you can work 100 files and 99 of them are perfect, and you have that one that's bad, and that's what you're going to be remembered for. And so it's
Absolutely.
Easier to work the 99 and turn the one back in than work 100 and have that bad taste.
Absolutely.
So we say deployed. What does that mean in the independent world? Because it means different things to different people. Let's say I'm on a deployment. What does that mean?
That means typically that a catastrophe has hit somewhere, and we have sent you to that location. You're away from home and staying in a hotel or an RV, if that's the case, and you're handling claims for that specific carrier.
Okay, some more terms that we hear in our industry that maybe people don't know. What does it standby mean? Like, let's say I get called for a standby list. What does that mean?
A standby list is that we are needing adjusters for a deployment, and we have been told by the carrier that claims are coming, but maybe they haven't been released to us yet. We see that often in hurricanes. It might be 2 weeks after landfall before we start getting claims. It could be due to power outages. All kinds of things can be the reason for that. A standby list is you've agreed with the firm that you're going to deploy for us, and you're basically on standby waiting for the claims to come in.
So basically in preparation of a storm. Let's say there's a hurricane brewing in the Atlantic, and the carrier calls Pacesetter and says, hey, I need 25 to stand by in case this deployment stands up. Absolutely. So it's kind of they're getting ready. So let's say I get a call from Pacesetter and I'm on a standby list. What steps should I take as an adjuster to get ready so that if I am deployed, I'm ready to go?
The first advice I would give would be your vehicle. You want to make sure that your vehicle is in working order. With a hurricane, there's a very good chance that you may have to stay 2 hours from your claims. There can be tree debris down, power outages, all kinds of things. You're going to be putting miles on your vehicle. You need to make sure that it's ready to go. You need to check your equipment, your ladders, the shoes that you're going to wear. If you wear cougar paws for your roof inspections, you're going to want more than one pair of shoes. You're going to want your cell phone chargers, printer. You want to make sure that you have extra ink, your laptop, just everything like that.
Little things you may not think of. Paper for the printer.
Paper for the printer.
Yes.
You want to make sure that your clothes fit.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that there's no holes in them. You want to look professional when you're doing these inspections. On a hurricane, you want to take bottled water. You want to take non-perishable foods because there's a chance that you're not going to be able to get those just because of the amount of damage that you're going to run into. You're going to want cash. With power outages, there's not going to be credit card machines. There might not be ATMs that are working. You're going to need a flat repair. You're going to be going through some really rough areas with a lot of debris. You might pick up some nails or something like that. Jumper cables. Just anything that you can think of that you're going to want.
And we have compiled a list with Brad's help, and we're gonna go ahead and put that on the website at some point, just to kind of little things that you don't think about until you're down there, and then Walmart doesn't have power, and you can't go get bottled water or something like that. So standby means, yes, you're still standing by and waiting, but you need to be prepared at a moment's notice. What is the time frame? Let's say I am called to be deployed. I'm on a standby list and I called to be deployed. What's the kind of typical time frame of they need me in wherever the location is?
That varies by the carrier, and on something like that, that's where you want to have that communication with your claims manager. They're going to be sending you that information prior to you receiving claims. That's the good thing about Pacesetter. We're really good about communicating, but typically, once you start getting claims, most carriers are going to want you to start making contact within the first 24 hours. They're going to want you to be inspecting within 48 hours. On a severe CAT, sometimes those numbers are pushed out a little bit further. That's where the communication with the manager is key.
Yeah, so if I sign up for a standby, that's probably the first question is, do you know the turnaround time from the time I get put on this list and deployed to when I need to be there? Is probably the first question.
And in the past, we've sent daily updates, just keeping people aware and in the loop so they know what's going on.
It's really cool. So Pacesetter, how do they do that? Is it through the website or through emails or phone? Like, what should I expect if I am on a standby list? Or even if I am deployed?
They'll send emails. We will be calling you, and then we have a texting service that sends the text out to anybody that's on that standby list.
Cool. Let's say I am deployed and I have a question about a cycle time, or if an estimate or something. Who's the first person that I should go to? Should it be another adjuster? Should it be my management? Should I reach out to the carrier directly? Like, who's on my first point of contact if I do have a question?
Your first point of contact is going to typically be the claims manager or a claims supervisor, but I'm all about networking, and that I've seen that happen a lot with hurricanes. You might be in the same hotel with 20 other adjusters, and maybe you're not as experienced as them. They might be able to help you with a question, and that's okay. I mean, use that experience that's around you. But as far as we go, if you have a question, you can reach out to the claims manager.
Are there usually claims managers on the ground during these catastrophes?
During a severe catastrophe, yes. There will be a manager on the ground, usually at least 3 or 4.
Let's say I get a call from multiple firms. Why would you choose Pacesetter over someone else, another firm?
Our communication, our support, that's something that I hear from adjusters all the time. They love working for Pacesetter because they know if they ever have an issue, they're going to get a response from us. I hear a lot of complaints that sometimes they don't get that from other firms. So that's something that we pride ourselves on, that we are available, sometimes at all hours of the day, but we're there to help when you need it.